all day long today. And looking at the high resolution satellite, you can see where all these clouds are streaming from, all the way across the country, from the Pacific, all the way. Follow the cloudy brick road here, and you'll see here that they stream all the way. It's all streaming all the way from the Pacific, all the way across the whole country, right here. So this is what's going on. This is what happens when you have a zonal flow. If you were in the south, you had some sunshine, but you can see a lot of clouds for a good part of the country. And of course, if you were in Canada, look at that, nice and clear in Canada as well. But unfortunately, not for us. And you can see here are the storms again, just parading into Cal. This one looks like another big one. Look at these two big ones. There's one over here too. So you got one and two over here. They're going to be coming in. So California is reeling. There's a lot of problems going on, flash flooding and stuff. And I don't know what that is. I guess that's a contrail. That's an unusual looking cloud. So you can see we're socked in with the clouds today. Looking at across the country, we still have all these flash flood warnings and flood advisories in effect. Red flag and wind advisories in for Texas, and for us, just clouds. Just a lot of clouds today. At least seasonable or close to seasonable temperatures. You could see here. Temperatures right now, Islip is 37. So if we look at Islip here and look at what the day was like, you'll see it was just overcast all day long, pretty much. Overcast, maybe a few breaks here and there, but more or less mostly cloudy all day long today. And it looks like we still managed to make it above normal today. 43, that's above normal. So let me look at the highs. So imagine that. We still managed to make it above normal even with the cloudy sky. So let's go and look at the highs for today. And we'll take a look and see what we got out there. So, yeah, 45 at Islip, 43, 43. So a couple degrees above normal across the area today. Once again, for our highs. What about our lows? Lows above normal as well, except for West Hampton. They got down to 19, but everybody else, well, 27, slightly above normal. The city lows 39, so they're way above normal. So, yeah, pretty much above normal is the deal for a good part of our area. But I want to focus on what's going on in California right now. We're going to look and just take a look and show you the rainfall totals that they've gotten out there. We'll put these on the map, and we'll just go look at precipitation. Oh, not air temperature, but precipitation. And we're going to go all the way 72 hours. You see how much rain they've gotten in 72 hours here. Look at this. You can see these are areas that are supposed to be dry. You can see some of these areas got 2-3 inches of rain. I mean, these are areas that are supposed to be dry in the mountains, even more than that. 4 inches. So this is causing a lot of flooding. And if we go and we look at the radar right now, you'll see, first of all, here's the next system. All right. But still some showers and isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms over California right now. But if we look and we downsize this a little more, if we go up here and we look at the latest from AccuWeather, it says storms, strongest atmospheric river yet slams California with deadly impacts. So tumultuous series of storms tapped into that fire hose of moisture. And look at this. There were even tornado warnings issued for some of these thunderstorms. That's almost unheard of in California. And there have been, unfortunately, been some deaths, fatalities from trees falling, people getting swept away by floodwaters. It's absolutely terrible. Santa Cruz, about a coastal city 60 miles south, experienced some of the worst of the flooding. Mandatory evacuations. They've never seen anything like this, they said. Even worse than the 1955 flood, all right? Further south, an evacuation order was issued for all of Montecito, California. There's been terrible flooding going on there as well. Washouts in the roads, cars sinking into sinkholes. Just awful stuff going on. And this was the radar here, and there was a severe thunderstorm warning here issued. This is the weather radar. I don't see the boxes, but you can see, here's the yellow box. I don't see a red box. I see a couple of black boxes. They have black boxes for the tornado warnings. So here, look at that. Tornado warnings. Squall line. I mean, feet of snow. There have been avalanches. One person was killed. Hurricane-force wind gusts were clocked at the higher elevations. So look at some of these wind gusts here. 127 miles an hour, like a hurricane up in the mountains. Absolutely crazy. And it's a heavy, wet snow, so it's going to cause the trees to get weighed down and stuff. So you can look at this and see. Again, I'll put the link below, and you can see what's going on in California. And you can see there is the storm right there. So looking at the model here, the GFS, we'll have fair weather for one more day as far as being dry. And then as we get into Thursday, we're going to start seeing the rain chances. And this is our next storm system. This is the 18Z run, and it's going to be an overnight soaker from, I would say, overnight Thursday night into Friday morning with this low going to the north. And then luckily that front moves offshore, and we're done with the rain. And we have high pressure building and give us a decent weekend, though it's low here offshore. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets tropical characteristics. And then as we go into next week, and then we're going to start dealing with yet another parade of storms here. 3 perhaps, or maybe even 4. All right. As we go. As far as California goes, you can see the storms just continue to pummel California. It's just really, really unbelievable. If we go to the storm prediction setting, you'll see they got a marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow. Let's go to let's go to the weather prediction center here. I think this is the weather prediction center here. And we're going to go here, and you can see the red here. This is the excessive rainfall. We can look at the QPF map because they issue this already. You can see all the rain that's going to fall in California. Let's go to day 7, and you can see this is day 7. Look, more rain for California again. I think this is each day. Okay, this is each day. Let's show the whole thing, day 1 through 7. As you can see, look at California, that bright red there. That is 5 inches or more of rain that is going to fall in the northern half of California. Still to fall. So it's really just incredible. It really is what's going on. It really is. Very, very upsetting, very worrying. This really kind of puts the priorities in perspective for this year as far as what we're going to need to talk about, and that's the climate crisis. And we need, this is the number one issue right now that's affecting this country and this world right now that people seem fairly oblivious about, and they just don't see the danger of what's going on. But all you got to do is look at California and look at what's happening over there. And so we're going to actually take a look at the western U.S. and just show you, again, all these storms that have just come in. So if we go all the way, it looks like toward the end of the period there may be a change. Maybe. It may finally ease as we get toward the end of the month, which may also mean some chances for colder air for us. But go to total accumulated precip, look at all that rain. Actually, this is showing another foot of rain possibly in the mountains. All right, so if we go to that and then we look at total accumulated snowfall, it's actually off the charts, 48 inches. So that's incredible to see what's going on in California. It really is just incredible. This atmospheric river event that is happening, and that's where we're going to keep talking about this. And again, if we look at the jet stream, we'll show you what I mean by this atmospheric river. So here you go. Here's that atmospheric river. You can see that fire hose just going and going and going. It looks like, though, it finally starts to ease a little bit as we get toward the end of the period. Now, just a little bit, but it may be just enough to get some colder air in here. You notice if you look at the jet stream, there's a couple of troughs. There's a trough for this weekend. That's not really going to bring any really cold air. And then there's another, then we go kind of zonal, and then it looks like there's another trough. And you can see it looks like it's trying to be a little more troughiness in the east. So when we see this kind of thing, when we look at the CONUS view, maybe there's some hope for some below normal temperatures, but we're going to have to get through temperatures way above normal this week, and then next week's going to be well above normal as well. And then maybe, as I said, maybe toward the end of the period it's showing something. But again, that's the end of the period. You know the way you know how it works. It's going to be gone tomorrow. All right, so don't get your hopes up for anything. So let's take a look at our area, and we'll go and we'll look at the HRRR model, and you'll see that we won't be dealing with any rain tomorrow, but as we get into Thursday, we're going to start dealing with the chances of light showers as a warm front moves through and as that warm, humid air comes in. And then you're going to start to see scattered showers in the evening. And then it's really not going to be a soaker is really not a way to put it. It's really just going to be a cold front that's going to move through at this point, because the low is up here. We're going to have that trailing cold front. That's as far as we got out. But you can see that trailing cold front in there. Yes, it looks like there are thunderstorms along that cold front as well. And you'll see why there are thunderstorms when we look at the dew point. So going into tomorrow, we're still in the dry air. Northeast winds become east. But then as we get into Thursday, winds go southeast to southerly. And that's going to bring in the moisture, and that's going to bring in the chances for these showers and thunderstorms. Chances, I think, will definitely be showers, but maybe even some thunderstorms. So let's go look at the temperatures here, and you'll see here tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be similar to today temperature-wise, though it has a couple degrees cooler, perhaps. It really underdid today, so I still think we're going to see 40 degrees, probably near normal, and then you see that dramatic warm-up as we head into Thursday night with that warm front. There it is right there. If we want to go further along, then we got to look at the GFS. And again, you'll see this warm up here. So looking at the GFS, here's your temperatures. And you can see, look at that, shooting well up into the 50s, getting very warm in that overnight period. And then the front comes through, and then we see those temperatures drop through the 40s on Friday. And the weekend, we have seasonable temperatures. Temperatures probably still slightly above normal in the low 40s, but at least it will be dry and it will be sunny. I think we'll finally have some clear skies. So looking at your dew points and wind flow, again, as we head into Thursday, you see that moisture coming up. And again, it could be some pretty strong winds Thursday night. May need a wind advisory or even a high wind warning, because if we look at these winds here, look at these winds here. These are that's the 250 MB wind. My mistake. We want the surface wind. All right, so if you look at these winds here, you'll see here, look at those really strong southerlies there. It's going to be brief, but it's going to be a low-level jet kind of event, and then we'll see those winds shift over to the west later on Friday. That brings in the drier air, and you'll see those dew points drop. Look at that well-defined front there that's going to pass through sometime Friday morning. Dew points drop rapidly, and you'll see that drier air build in for the weekend, and it looks like pretty dry air there, even into Martin Luther King Day, which is Monday. You'll see. So when you look at that, that means we should have some clearing skies. So let's look at the skies now, and you'll see as we look at the weekend, you'll see Friday, might even see some sunshine toward the end of the day. Saturday, we'll probably have some sunshine, and it looks like a decent amount of sunshine if those clouds stay offshore. And then Sunday should be a very nice, mostly sunny day. See, we're wedged in this nice little spot right here. And then as we get toward Monday, those high clouds are going to start streaming in. Though we'll have to see how fast they stream in. All right. Let's take a close look at the skies. We'll go to the RGEM for the next day or so. So here's the RGEM, and tomorrow it does actually give us mostly sunny skies for maybe an hour or two in the morning. Then the high clouds roll in. We'll have to see if that happens or not. HRRR doesn't think so. Thinks we're going to stay socked in. Obviously, Thursday and Friday we'll have clouds. But as you see toward the end of the day, it might try to clear it out. We'll have to see what happens with that. So I'm going to go and take this out a little bit, and we're going to go look at the MSLP and pressure here. Just give me a second. All right, so we're back at the CONUS view now. Let's go ahead and look at the CONUS view. And actually, no, we're not back at the CONUS view. Yeah, now we're at the CONUS view. All right, so here we go with the CONUS view. And you will see, again, this is the European view right now. European also takes this thing offshore, so there's an agreement on that. That's the good news about that. Let me go to the so that's the good news about that. As far as this storm system goes, we'll have a better idea of how this cold front is going to work out as we get more toward your tomorrow night, perhaps. All right. I got to see what the because right now it's just out of range of that HRRR going that far. I mean, we have the NAM 12, I guess, but let's see the NAM 12. Let's see what it does. The cold front. The question is there a V in the isobars? Not really. So I don't think we'll see severe weather here, but again, it's going to be maybe an issue further south. But I'm definitely concerned about that. So I guess that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night, and pray for California, because things are really, really rough over there right now.